Welcome back, everyone. I know it's the very end of the meeting that we're approaching, and I can't believe how it flew by. But for those of you who don't know me, Nikki Brandt, I co-lead, as mentioned by the team already, with Catherine Sarkisian and Carmen Reyes, the US STEM Stakeholder Engagement Core. And I want to just take a moment before we go into our video debut, go to the next slide, to say thank you. It has been a tremendous journey as the Stakeholder Engagement Council is transitioning some of our members off and onboarding some new members. But I just want to illustrate to all of you that may be new to the US Deprescribing Research Network how important the voice of our stakeholders are in this journey. And you can see that we have older adults, caregivers, practitioners, policy advocates, and other advisors, partners in the community. And again, if you're new to the US Deprescribing Research Network, please look at our website. You can learn more about each of our stakeholders here. And also just again, want to thank our team at the University of California in Los Angeles for their tremendous work. Now, the exciting drum roll, even though I don't play drums or a clarinet, I want to share with all of you a voice that we wanted to start to convey, and that is one of an older adult and a caregiver when it comes to deprescribing. So at this time, I'll let Jonathan launch the video and thank especially Carmen Reyes, who's on the call with us, for leading this interview with one of our older adults from the community.
Hi, my name is Carmen, and I'm with the Deprescribing Network with the Stakeholder Core. And with us today, and we're very, very honored to have her, is Pam Stambach Miller. And we're going to be talking with Pam today about her experiences as an older adult and a caregiver around the issues and with respect to medication management and deprescribing. Pam, can you share or tell us about your experience as an older person, as a caregiver, around with respect to medication management?
Well, I myself, as taking medication, I take several medications. I keep everything in a pill container, and I don't have any problem because I don't take that many pills. I take like 3 pills, so it's not that big of a deal. But when I was managing my my mother-in-law and my dad, when I was managing their pill consumption, it was very difficult because they were taking over 10 medications. I had to make sure I got the doctors together to make sure that they knew which one was taking what. When she would get a new prescription, I would talk to the other doctor, or when we went to the visit, I would talk to the other doctor and bring all her medications. Well, I was carrying bags, and she had bags of medication. And so sometimes when older adults get hospitalized, she had several hospital stays. Like every month for several years, she was having hospital stays because she wasn't managing her medication correctly. And she didn't want, at this point, she didn't want any help. So sometimes older adults, at the beginning, they don't want help with their medications. They've been managing their own lives for decades. And when it gets to that point, when it comes down to having a daughter-in-law come in and help with your medicine, I think it's maybe a little embarrassing for them to ask for help. So
I can see that, yeah, and thank you for that. That's a very, very vivid description of what can happen and has happened. So what does deprescribing mean to you?
Deprescribing means to me that sometimes the doctor may have to change your medication for whatever reason, maybe a better outcome for you if he changes the medications to coincide with some of the other medications that you're taking. So I think the doctor wants a better outcome for you. So that's why he deprescribes your medications, to make things better for the patient.
That's terrific. Thank you. That's very, very clear. I appreciate that. How do you initiate a conversation with your healthcare team or provider around deprescribing medication?
First of all, if you're the patient, normally if it's an older adult, I would recommend they bring another family member or a friend with them to the doctor's visit, because a lot of older adults I noticed over the years, in the decades, they don't like to ask a lot of questions. When I was a caregiver, I noticed that I would take these, my dad and my mother-in-law to the doctor, and they would never say anything. I was doing all the interaction with the doctor. I was dragging all the pills and all the bags of pills, and I was asking all the questions. And then I would say, well, she's haven't been feeling so well, and since you prescribed the following medicine. And then they would ask the person, they would ask the patient, if you're not feeling good with the medicine, why didn't you say anything? Well, I don't want to say too much because I'm taking so much stuff. I don't know if it's that or something else. So, these things have to be brought up at the doctor's visit.
So you're a very strong, I would say, advocate for having advocates with you.
Yes.
That's excellent. Thank you. Why do you think this is so important? I think you've touched on it already, to making sure that people are taking the correct medications, that people are feeling well with the medications, they don't interact with one another to the deficit to a treatment. So why do you think this deprescribing is so important to older adults?
It's very important for us to have the right medication so that we can feel good every day. And if it's not working, we need to change it and make it the best that we can, so we can be our best. And we want to be alert and know what's going on at all times. So it's very important to be taking the right medication.
Now we know all the good stuff about deprescribing and all the good things that can happen. Can you think about any challenges that have occurred when you are pursuing this path of deprescribing for yourself or a family member?
Well, I guess one of the challenges would be if the patient comes alone, they may not bring all their medication, and so you have to make sure that you have, I guess, that interaction before the visit, so that the person will know to bring all their medication, or bring a friend or a loved one with you, so that we can get the correct information. That's so important, to get the correct information.
Can you tell me about how deprescribing, is that a relatable term? Is it something that you think many other communities, like your community, have thought it's something that they can understand, or is it a relatable thing?
I don't think the average older adult knows what deprescribing means.
Okay, tell me more about that. That's very interesting. I've heard a little bit like that. Yeah.
I think if you just tell them that you want to prescribe the best medication for them at this point in their life, you may have to make some changes or adjustments to make them have the best quality of life, is the way to explain it. Just saying deprescribing to them, it's like, deprescribing? What the world? Am I not going to take medication anymore? Am I going to take more? Am I going to take less? So I think just to break it down in just everyday terms.
How do you best describe it for, let's say, our community, different communities, ethnic communities, different racial communities?
I think deprescribing is just if you're taking several medications a day, and you've been taking them for years, you got used to taking your same medication, that's what you're used to. At some point in your life, your condition changes and improves or doesn't improve. But the doctor finds out, it's because medical science is getting better and better every year. Right. The doctor finds out it's a better medication that's out on the market that we should try for you to have, so you can have a better quality of life. And he says, let's try that. You're going to stop taking this for a while, or temporarily stop it, and we're going to try something else. That's what deprescribing means to me, so that the patient can have the best and the greatest outcome for their quality of life can improve.
What would you advise others about deprescribing and its importance?
Well, first, if it was the patient, I would say be open-minded to try something different, because just because you were taking it for the last 10 or 5 years doesn't mean that's the best medication. At that time, that was the best medication, but time has moved on. And as I said, the doctors, the scientists have improved, and they have learned so much more about the human body that they may have come out with better medications. So give a new medication a try. Don't just rule it out. Give it a try. If your doctor thinks it's the best thing for you and it's going to be a better outcome for your overall health and your physical well-being, as well as you're feeling better and a greater quality of life, don't rule it out. And
for physicians, for doctors,
listen to the patient, and the patient says it makes them feel bad, or it's not working, it's too many. Make sure that it's not an overlap in the medications, because I've seen that happen too. where my mother-in-law she was taking three kidney medications and 2 blood pressure medications overlap because all the doctors were prescribing medication for her, and they didn't talk to each other. And once I got them together on a team, then oh no, she doesn't need to take this anymore. Take this out, take that out, throw that away. She can stop taking that. Make sure that it's not an overlap in the medication. Make sure that you know all the medications the patient is taking. And when they have a hospitalization or any kind of a medical crisis, make sure that nothing else was prescribed so that you can be up to date on what's really going on with the patient. Know your patient. Older adults are very, very intelligent and very smart. They're very savvy. They know exactly what they want and what they don't want, and they just want respect and dignity to go along for everything that's done for them. You got to remember, this is a generation that has helped us get where we are. We didn't bring them; they brought us. So that's how they should have a great quality of care. They should have the best outcome, and they should be treated with dignity and with class.
Well, thank you, Jonathan, for getting that to work, and a special shout out to Carmen. I couldn't have imagined this video fitting any more perfectly with this research program today. Especially we heard from Dr. Green about the words mattering, some of the own thoughts from many of you doing your own research. And I just have to say a special thank you to Miss Pam, who's taught me a lot in our shared classroom. She's from our West Baltimore community. And I just want to do a shout out to all of you. Please reach out to us. We have a very active stakeholder engagement council and core, and we would love to hear from you over the next 1 to 2 years. We continue to work on dissemination. And to Nancy, we will be posting the video. This was special for all of our attendees today, but we will be posting that video for all of you to share, and we will hopefully continue more videos for the future. So thank you all for your attention. And I believe at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Cynthia for closing remarks. So thank you.